Association of the Philippines at President ng Notre Dame of the Diangas University. Uy, kumustahin na rin natin si Brother Manny dun sa kanilang mga nasirang eskwelahan, di ba? Joining us on Zoom si Brother Manuel De Leon. Brother Manny, magandang umaga po. Peter at Rica po ang inyong kasamang muli sa Balitapatan.
Hey Rica at saka ka Peter, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat.
Opo.
At lalong-lalo na sa ating mga viewers at tagapakinig.
Opo, good morning po.
Good morning, brother.
Yes, brother.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you po for joining us on Zoom. At least ngayon po, no, nakausap na po namin kayo at nakita namin ang inyong kagwapuhan. Bago po tayo tumalon dun sa ating topic ngayon, kumustahin lang din po namin, sir, kasi di ba po yung isa ninyong school ay nasira netong malakas na lindol, kamakailan lamang?
Opo. Mahigit ng 2 linggo since June 8 na mayroon tayong magnitude 7.8 earthquake na yung ating 4-story building na nagha-house ng mga 700 pupils sa elementary department ay talagang gumuho. At saka last Monday, nagkaroon na kami ng ritual para naman mabigyan ng blessing yung mga magdi-demolish at mabigyan ng pasalamat na rin na walang nasaktan at walang nasawi doon sa pagguho ng ating building. At sana naman yung memories, learnings at saka yung mga friendship na build through the years ay maging na memorable pa rin sa ating mga estudyante.
Nakakalungkot din, ano?
Opo.
Malungkot din yun. In the meantime, as a result, Brother Manny, may we ask, ito ba ay ina-expect na makakadisrupt sa school year ng mga mag-aaral?
Of course, mayroong mga inconvenience na mangyayari. Marami din sa aming mga eskwelahan dito, public and private, apektado rin, di po ba? Kami, luckily, meron tayong junior high school building na pwede pang mag-shifting ng klase. So, gagawin na lang namin ng adjustment at saka ng paraan na hindi mako-compromise yung learning ng mga estudyante. So, yun po. In a way, in 2019, nung nagkaroon tayo ng malaking earthquake, naging off-limits din po itong building na to kasi nag-retrofit. Pero nagawa natin ng paraan. But that was only maybe 3 to 6 months lang yung disruption. But this time, it will take a long time because we need to demolish and to rebuild.
Okay. So, let's talk about ito pong kalunos-lunos na nangyari sa Tacloban, ano po, Brother Manny.
Okay.
In the first place, I suppose you were shocked and surprised, but is this something that you felt talagang mangyayari sa atin sa Pilipinas dahil sa epekto ng social media and other factors?
Alam mo, Peter at saka Rica, no, na nakakabahala at nakakatakot na rin yung nangyari sa Tacloban, ano. We can understand yung acts of nature, no, yung earthquake, typhoons. Pwede pa nating I think we can understand it. Pero yung man-made na talagang intentionally gagamit ka ng dahas para mamaril sa mga inosenteng mga estudyante at mga bata, parang unimaginable na mangyayari sa Pilipinas. Although naririnig natin to, nababalitaan sa Amerika, sa ibang bansa na nangyayari naman to. Pero it becomes like a phenomenon na dapat na mabahala po tayo. Opo.
Okay, pero in the process po, of course, kailangan ng ng soul searching talaga. Saan ba talaga nagkamali? Ano ba ang pagkukulang kung meron man? From a purely educational standpoint, what can we do po, Brother Manny, para hindi man ma-eliminate totally, at least reduce and prevent some other school shootings, especially dito sa K-12?
Opo. Kinakailangan talaga ng systemic review ng ating supervision, di ba? Dapat yung merong strict security measures na we have to review yung ating mga security guards, CCTV, yung environment sa eskwelahan. Baka overcrowded na rin yung ating campuses. pag mayroong disorder, you expect a disaster di ba? Pag walang order. So siguro titingnan natin, are we overcrowding our school campuses? Sa dami-dami po naman estudyante, baka yung 2 security guards na hindi na kayang i-supervise. Yung mga teachers, they're so busy with their lessons. Yung supervision aspect na napaka-importante po yan, nakakaligtaan, di po ba? So I think there should be a review in making sure na we are providing a safe spaces sa ating mga estudyante. Talagang talagang it's a very sad story yung nangyari sa Tacloban.
Opo. At ngayon nga lang din, Brother Manny, merong panibagong balita na naman na grade 9 student sinaksak daw ng grade 10 sa labas ng eskwelahan sa Negros Occidental. So another na naman to, no, spate of
parang
violence.
pangatlo na to, no, yung sa
May
Cavite,
dalawa sa
ngayon
Cavite.
sa Tacloban.
Opo, iba-iba
at saka
naman
ngayon sa
po ito,
Negros.
no?
Opo.
Yun nga po. Pero nakikita po natin, iba-ibang mga lugar, and yet, yung mga estudyante natin, ganito na nga po ang ginagawa. Meron naman po hanggang ngayon na values education na tinuturo. Hindi naman po yan tinanggal, no, sa ating curriculum. Pero bakit po parang kulang pa? Sa tingin niyo po ba we should enforce more the values education that we currently have on the curriculum?
Maraming factors po yan sa family upbringing. If yung bata, yung naka-experience ng strict parents na wala sa lugar, or mayroon namang mga lenient na anything goes, nakaka-contribute din po yan, yung mga peer pressures ng mga kaibigan, barkada. Pero I think yung nakakabahala po talaga itong effect ng internet at saka yung ng online gaming na kung saan they are able to see and watch and maybe enjoy and maybe want to imitate. I know yung nakikita nila doon sa mga gamings sa internet, ano. At baka meron din parang a phenomenon na parang naging cult na meron na silang parang sinusunod na commander na gawin niyo to, sisikat kayo, di ba? So parang may ganong theory na rin na lumalabas. Sa akin, of course, importante yung community collaboration. The police, the local government, the community. Pero yung values formation talaga, napakahalaga ho yan na itinuturo na yung respect for human life, na dapat yung violence should have no place in the school or in society, na respect for one another, at saka yung emotional wellness ng mga bata, no, na dapat na napoprotektahan yung emotional wellness nila. Kaya maganda rin na mayroong mga protocols sa eskwelahan like child protection policies, yung mga clear-cut policies na pag nangyayari ito, anong pwedeng consequences, no? At saka importante yung mga strict supervision ng mga administrators, no? Identifying hotspots where bullying can likely happen or occur, like in the hallway, cafeteria, or in the playing fields. So it's a very big, complicated thing that we need to be very conscious about, no? To be safety conscious.
Yes. Pero Brother Manny, nabanggit nga ninyo, no, na there's a lot of pressure on the academe now that this terrible tragedy has happened. Pero ini-imagine ko po na mas matindi ang pressure para sa mga Catholic institutions or even some other religious institutions, to prevent this tragedy. Kagaya ng Notre Dame of the Jangas, di po ba? I mean, I'm sure that you're very much aware na if there's a safe school, if there is such a thing, ito yung mga religious schools. Don't you think so?
Well, we want to think na sana lahat ng eskwelahan, private man yan o public, it's the responsibility of the state to provide quality education and safe spaces. So sana lahat ng eskwelahan, not only Catholic schools, should provide that environment for security and safety, no? So, although sad to say na there's so much wanting about our public school system, kasi ang dami-dami talagang estudyante. Like 90% of our young people are schooled in a public school system. It's only 10% lang ho yung sa private schools eh.
Oo.
So, dapat the government has to provide enough funds to ensure that the structures, the safety and security, the environment in the public school system, which comprise 90% of our young people are staying, no? Mabigyan ng priority po. Oo.
Kung seguridad din naman po ng mga estudyante ang pag-uusapan, marami naman din po tayong pwedeng gawin, no? Yung sinasabi po ng iba, we can tap into PNP source, PNP to assist us muna habang inaayos ng mga security ng eskwelahan ng kanilang mga security. But there are some parents or teachers na against din naman po na makakita ng mga mas stricter security measures katulad na lang ng pagkakaroon ng mga armas sa loob ng eskwelahan ng kahit na designated officers naman po ito. Ayaw po ng ibang mga magulang ang ganun. But kung paitingin po natin na ang pagtitiwala ng mga magulang sa eskwelahan, ano pa po ba ang maaari pa nating gawin when it comes to security measures, Brother Manny?
Alam niyo po, Ma'am Rica at ka Peter, parang there's a social contract, no? Pag tinanggap mo yung isang bata, parang inako mo na yung responsibility as a second parent. So you have to think like as a parent, if you are a school administrator, na when that child is entrusted to your care, you have to be very to ensure na secure po sila, no? Kaya kinakailangan talaga na very comprehensive yung ating security measures sa ating mga paaralan. At of course, we can understand na talagang sa limited resources, nakakaroon ng problema. Like, for example, with due respect, no, to Ateneo de Manila University, they are well-funded, they have all the resources, and yet this tragedy happened. The coach and the coaching team, they were only taking care of a team, no? Pero this thing happened, no? Of course, we can always blame there was neglect, there was a lack of supervision, but these things do happen, eh. Kaya ako bilang administrators for the last maybe 40 years, there could be many things that happen, like the earthquake. Had we not transferred the date of the opening of classes, I cannot just imagine the number of deaths during the earthquake. So many things do happen, but we can just do some preventive measures siguro. Opo.
Yes. And among other things, nire-review ko nga itong mga legislation po sa US, opo, na pwedeng pagbasihan, baka makatulong sa ating mga taga-ugit ng batas. Ano po? Meron po yung tinatawag na Stop School Violence Act. Meron silang pinapatupad na may mga grants para sa threat assessment program, anonymous reporting systems or parang tip lines, may violence prevention training, may school security improvements, and so many other pieces of legislation po. But let's talk about itong medyo mas controversial in terms of what if you were asked, Brother Manny, do you approve of limiting the use of social media for under 16 para hindi sila masyadong exposed sa lahat ng mga risks of SOCMED?
Well, there are countries already implementing the ban
right.
on the use of social media. No, I don't know whether there is an empirical study to prove that they are effective. No, so I'm not in the position yet to make a conclusion that we should implement that in the Philippines. No, but definitely there should be supervision and some strict guidelines on the use of social media, like, or even the government, meron ba pwede silang gawin na ibaban yung mga website promoting violence or mga
Apps.
online gaming or apps? Opo. I agree with you na in other countries meron na sila mga legislation like Anti-Bullying Prevention Act, like mandated reporting kung merong silang observable behavior na may tendency na magbubully, nire-report na kaagad sa local government, no? Pero meron yatang magandang suggestion na why don't we promote restorative justice na magkakaroon ng mga mediation circles wherein we are able to train even students to become aware the consequences of these mga violent acts among themselves, no? So I think marami tayong dapat gawin pa Peter at saka Rika.
Opo.
This is a whole-up nation approach.
Opo.
Yeah,
At saka siguro dapat i-engender na yan sa curriculum natin, Brother
Opo,
Manny, yung mga ganitong prevention. Ano po. Brother Manny, we thank you very much. Kami natutuwa na more or less medyo normal na po kayo dyan sa Notre Dame, and we hope to talk to you again kasi malayo-layo pa po itong pag-uusapan natin in terms of what's happening.
Yes. I'm just happy that the CEAP came out with a statement immediately. No? So
Correct.
this was approved, I think, the other day, the day after the incident. No?
Yes.
So, but I'm not the spokesperson of CEAP. I'm giving my opinion like
Opo.
an educator. But I do not speak on behalf of CAP, although I'm a member of the Board of Trustees. Opo.
Malaking bagay na po yun.
Opo.
Thank you so much, Brother
Thank you
Manny.
for your time,
and
Brother Manny.
You have a nice day, sir.
Thank you, Ma'am Rika and Peter.
Ingat po kayo. Ayan ang ating Director at Large at member ng National Advocacy Commission at ng Catholic Educational Association of the Philippines, or SAYAP, si Brother Manny De Leon. Ayan. Mamaya, partner, ang pag-uusapan naman natin ay yung pag-block nga ng mga apps. Specifically, itong Roblox. Roblox,
games.
sorry. Yung Gorebox.
Gorebox.
Kasi itong Roblox, pinag-usapan din yun kailan lang. Yung Gorebox.